Finish it! Nice! PR again.
Come on! Hey, what's up? My name is Greg Boitos, aka the Pizza Athlete. On June 12th, 2020, I was supposed to compete in the USPA Drug-Tested Valley Classic. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, it was canceled. I uncanceled it. I put on a one-man powerlifting meet in my backyard. Spoiler alert, I win. I gave myself 8 minutes between attempts for each lift, and then 30 minutes between lifts to warm up and transition. Day of the meet, I woke up early, I had coffee and cold pizza, I threw on my singlet and started warming up. My first attempt, we wanted to stay conservative and lift something I knew I could lift to build my confidence, so I hit 305 pounds. Then I put 20 pounds on the bar, which is a 5-pound PR. And it felt heavy, but I grinded it out.
Yeah.
I was really confident to put 10 more pounds on the bar for a 15-pound PR at 335.
Finish it!
I
Nice.
probably had more in the tank, but I'm grateful I stayed conservative to save my strength for deadlifts. After squats, I needed a pizza break to let my PRs soak in. So I sat down on the bench and I had pizza. Then I started warming up for bench press, which is the second lift in a meet. I'm a garbage bench presser. It is my weakest lift and I'm terrible at it. I opened this meet with a 10-pound PR at 195 pounds. So yeah, 195 pounds was a 10-pound PR, which goes to show how small my bench was. My first attempt moved really well. My second attempt was 205 pounds. And that moved fairly well as well. So going into my third and final lift, which was about to be a 25-pound PR, I was feeling pretty confident, but also cautious.
Push.
It was a grind, but I got it up.
Got it.
God damn! Woo! So I ate more pizza. You'll see I'm bench pressing in boat shoes. This is because boat shoes make you stronger. So my wife has some of the best back slapping in the game. Every time I knew that it was going to be a hard grind, I'd let her hit me with her little hands and it would get my adrenaline going.
Did those back slaps hurt? Your wife seems pretty buff.
My wife is buff, but her true strength is in her hindquarters. And her hands are too small for it to really hurt unless she balls them up in little fists. Before I talk about the third lift, I have to talk about my goal for the year, which was a 1,000-pound total. Bench press, squat, and deadlift all together, if you add them up, you get 1,000 pounds, you're in what's called the 1,000-pound club. I know about this club because a few years before I started powerlifting, Hugh Jackman deadlifted like 405 pounds and was in the 1,000-pound club, and TMZ covered it. So before I even started powerlifting, my first exposure to powerlifting was Hugh Jackman joining the 1,000-pound club. So that had always been my goal. Now the more powerlifters of my size I hang around, I realized that 1,000 pounds isn't that much, but I'd never lifted 1,000 pounds before, so that was my goal for the day. My deadlift PR going into the meet was 440 pounds, so I would need to put 15 pounds more weight on the bar and lift it successfully to get the 1,000-pound total. This is well within reach, but still gonna be heavy. My deadlift opener was 415 pounds. This was part of the plan I had with my coach to do 415 and then make even jumps to 455, which was my goal for the meet going into the meet. But my wife, who was my coach on the day, saw the weights move, suggested that maybe I should do one big jump and then a smaller jump for the 1,000-pound total. That way, the third lift was then less of a jump and psychologically easier. Initially I resisted, but when she went inside to get some Otter Pops, I loaded the bar and did exactly what she said.
Still easy. Although maybe not.
That was rough. I had to make this lift 455 pounds to get my 1,000-pound club membership and win this meet. I never pulled that much weight from blocks, so I'd never even attempted 455 pounds in training to know what it felt like to stand it up. So this was pretty intense.
Come on. You got it! Fuck yeah.
I controlled it to the ground,
That was so good.
and that was it. The meet was over.
I'm good. Oh, thank you.
I won. I was the winner. I
Fuck yeah.
won my first powerlifting
Yeah.
meet.
Fuck yeah.
That move's easy too.
It was one of the greatest feelings I had ever had in my powerlifting career. I'm getting chills just thinking about this. This is the first meet I've ever won. Probably the last meet I'm ever gonna win. But it felt so good. I have only myself and pizza to thank. Moreover, I joined the 1,000-pound club and did something that I'd been trying to do since I saw Hugh Jackman do it on TMZ. He's the Wolverine.